Here's the second go because I started recording and then for some reason it stopped recording. But I am so thrilled to introduce my lovely friend from the UK, Catherine Edwards. Catherine has an incredible channel, YouTube channel with over 51,000 subscribers now, and she has the most amazing guests, including Christiane Northrup, who I absolutely love. And you have also such an emphasis on health and wellness and how, to be our best, as well as a focus on animals and animal welfare. So it's just wonderful to chat with you again. We did quite a few videos actually for a long time, and then we've had a bit of a break, but it's so wonderful to connect with you again and just catch up. And we've got some important news to share with everyone as well that's coming up on this chat that is quite exciting to share with everyone. So big welcome, Catherine. Lovely to have you here. How are you?
Oh, I'm great, and it's so nice to be back. It's long overdue, and I just wanted to say I loved what you did with your community yesterday about really trying to transmute all the energy for all the weather manipulation that's going on all over the world, particularly America being very hard hit. But I'm hearing of other places that are equally being hard hit. So I just a big shout out to thank you so much for the work you're doing for that and everyone else that is, because I think when we all pull together and understand at whatever level's right for us what is going on, that's when we take our power back, because we can then start to really take actions to do something about it. And as a community, pulling together and really supporting those in need and spreading the word and keep talking about it. And because when you shine these things out into the public, it's much more difficult for them to get away with it. So I'm good and really focused on health, wellness, but also understanding what are these challenges that are being thrown at us, because when we know that, then we can find the right solutions, and there always are solutions.
Absolutely. And we've got exciting solution or option for people to share for coming up, which is something that we're both quite excited about. So tell me about your animal work too, Catherine, because I know that you're setting up an animal sanctuary and that you've got a great invested interest in the animals. So how's that all going?
Oh, thank you. Well, I've just got a little small one of my own at the moment. I've got ponies, dogs, cats, rabbits, guinea pigs, and a lot of wildlife. And I think I tend to take on animals that have had very traumatic experiences and starts to life, physically and emotionally. And I love providing them that safe space and the necessary rehabilitation to actually live long and happy lives and hopefully let go of that trauma. But I think one of the things why it sort of helps keep me so balanced, Radine, is that we getting that connection back to nature for all of us is so, so vital. And so much of the time we talk about the impact of humanity, and that can really separate us from what's going on with all other creatures, great and small, and the plant life and Mother Earth herself. And I think if we can start really looking at the solutions holistically and realize that these problems are not just about the impact on humans, they're about the impact on everything else on this planet that we share it with, then I think we could probably come up with solutions a bit quicker, which are going to be much better for all of us.
Absolutely. The way I look at it is that we're all one consciousness. And so if there's one animal that is suffering, then we're all suffering. It's the same with another human. If another human's suffering, we're all suffering. And to me, animals, there's a beautiful quality in animals that is like purity and authenticity that is just touches my heart, as I'm sure it does yours as well. So with all the work that you're doing. And so there's something that really appeals to me about the us really getting behind the animals as well, because as you say, they do get a little bit neglected and forgotten in so many ways, with the emphasis on humanity, and we're all equally important. So that's a great point. Thank you. So tell me also, you have been doing some wonderful things in terms of your channel with health and wellness. Is there anything there that you'd like to sort of share before we get into a major topic today that we're really wanting to cover?
Yeah, thank you. Particularly on my Instagram, but also so my YouTube, I very much it's a theme is expanding consciousness through curiosity. And what I really try and do with that is have a really wide range of guests, and some are more formal interviews, and some are more what I would call coffee chats, where we're discussing what's going on and not pretending to come up with any answers, but just trying to raise the issues and discuss them with the audience. Some of my favourite guests, Dame Wigginton from Geoengineering Watch, as you meant, Dr. Christiane Northrop, some really brilliant regular guests where we really discuss sort of real life issues. But what I really try and do with that is to understand why we're all having so many issues with our health, with our finances, with general living, with stress levels, which are off the scale for most people and most animals at the moment. And so my Instagram is very much, and my YouTube are very much focused around not hiding and shying away from the issues, but making sure that we can then come up with the solutions for them. Because the beautiful thing is once you know why something's out of balance, whatever you're talking about it, then you can really find the right natural solutions to get it back into balance. So I think we need much more positivity. You know, we can use this creativity for the good or for the bad. And certainly all of our listeners are all about looking for solutions. But you can't go for the right solutions if you haven't got quite a good understanding of what's causing these problems in the first place.
That's a great point. And I think the natural, I like your emphasis on natural.
Yeah.
I think that people are really waking up more and more to the importance of natural solutions and things that don't have adverse reactions, things that are going to be working in harmony with our bodies. And so I love that. That's always been my emphasis as well. So, on that note, we've come across something recently that is incredible. And I actually found out about it through you, but then I found out that there were quite a few other people, including naturopaths that I know, that had only within the space of weeks, which is quite incredible, had already been aware of this product, and some had already started getting on board with it because they were so excited about what it offered. And so when I found out that, I was again surprised because I thought, well, it's only been in Australia a few weeks. How does everyone know this already? But it's like when something great happens, a lot of people hear about it and then it spreads really quickly. And I guess
Yeah.
Australia's a relatively small country. And I was surprised by when I contacted people to tell them that, oh, yes, we know about this already. I thought, oh, wow. But so people are really pricking up their ears and taking notice and starting to research this and getting on board as well. So this is very exciting that I'm wanting to share with everyone today. So please, Catherine, share with us a little bit about what we're talking about today.
Yeah, sure. I'm equally excited as you because what I've realised more so really over the last 3 or 4 years is that I mean, we know when it comes to health, everything is linked. You know, you can't separate your emotional stress from the impact it has on your physical body. And both you and I work in that area a lot with people. But what I was realizing is that the obesity epidemic that's hit all developed countries over the last 10 years is off the scale. And what's so sad is it's hitting all age groups. And when you see something like this, you can't put it down to individuals being lazy or making the wrong food choices. There's more of a common theme and what I would call an agenda.
Yeah.
So most of us know now that if we look at, you and I are very similar ages, and you know, when we grew up, the grocery stores look very different to how they do today. And you didn't have to label things as organic because most of it was. I mean,
Mhm.
yes, I'm not pretending there weren't problems back then, there were, but the scale of the toxins that people are exposed to now through our food supply, through the air, through the water, through interventions, through all sorts of things are off the scale.
Mhm.
And weight or obesity is a very good reflection of overall health. In nature, you will never see obese animals. Certain species, particularly ones that hibernate, will deliberately gain weight at certain times of year so that they can sustain themselves through winter. So weight fluctuations are normal, but obesity isn't, because you couldn't catch prey or run away from predators if you were obese.
Well, what blows me away, Catherine, is looking at photos of children in Australia or even America back in the 1960s and the 1970s, or people walking down the street. You wouldn't see the levels of people being overweight back then. And in fact, even when they were in the school playground and they were doing, swinging on the monkey bars and doing that, the children all look so incredibly fit and healthy.
Yeah.
And now, of course, we've got, the technology where they're just sitting in a sort of reclined and not moving and just going on to technology, and they're not getting out and they're not moving, and all these other factors that you just discussed. Such a huge difference when you combine the photos and the images and even the videos of people back then as they are now. And I think most people realize that, but it's a shock to see it.
It's a real shock, and those of us who are a little bit older in age, we can remember what it was like there. And we wrote a discussion for a different day, but there's a distinct agenda to get rid of older people, because we can remember that life wasn't always like this, and youngsters have grown up not knowing anything different. And you hit on a very important point about the movement. So when I was younger, you were chucked out of school holidays, you were chucked out the door at first thing in the morning, and you came back last thing at night. And if you were lucky, you had a packed lunch with you, and we climbed trees and we went miles. And so it is a bit of a cliche, but it's so true. And our bodies are designed to move. We can't get rid of waste products, and we're designed to eat real food. And it's ridiculous that we've got to a state as a species where we actually need nutritionists to tell us what to eat, because no animal in the wild would survive like that. And the only other animals that we see that have obesity problems are ones that are looked after by humans. So it's a huge problem in the dog world, in the cat world, in the horse world, for example, now, and obviously factory farming, we won't even go there. But this excess weight, and I'm going to share something in a minute, because it's not just your physical weight, it's also the type of fat and where it's stored in your body. So there's something called visceral fat and white adipose fat, which is causing a lot of people now have heard of fatty liver, for example, non-alcoholic fatty liver, which is a huge problem for people. So when you see, it's a bit like the autism side of things, when you see huge changes in public health across large areas of the globe, you've got to look deeper than individual behaviours as a problem. And I think we're preaching to the converted on your channel that most people understand where we're being bombarded by toxins in our air, food, water, EMF. I'll try not to use too many trigger words. So we're everywhere. So most people, their bodies are under a huge amount of stress.
Absolutely. And that's not even covering like the everyday stresses of life, trying to earn an income and survive and, pay your rent and bills and everything else.
And knowing that, there's these dystopian agendas being played out, and what can we do about it, and wanting to contribute and help. And even the empathy of looking at what other people in other people's world, whether it's Gaza, Israel, the hurricanes, the fires, whatever, this all plays a huge impact on our stress, which is stored within every cell of our body. And a lot of toxins and stress, fat is just an energy store.
Yes.
But what our bodies do, they're very, very clever, our bodies, is bodies will lay down fat in certain areas. Like a lot of us know about that belly fat that happens a lot, particularly as we get older. But now we're seeing the belly fat in younger generations as well, which we never used to see. And that's because these younger generations are exposed to more toxins than ever. So they've got it really, really hard. So the thing is now, it's a very hard battle for people to get back control of their health, because it's like, where do you start? So I've been working with health and wellness holistically with animals and humans for more years than I care to remember. But when I came across this product, which is a natural fat burning or weight loss product, It's an absolute game changer, which is why we've been sharing it with as many people as possible. You mentioned there's some amazing naturopaths, functional medicine practitioners from all over the globe, and some brilliant ones that we both know in Australia, like Sambo Patrick,
Yes.
amazing lady.
Yes.
And the reason why all of us are so excited is in today's world where there's so many stresses on everyone, people need an achievable starting place. Now, this excess fat, whether it's around your organs, around your belly, on your thighs, wherever it might be, this visceral fat, I'm going to share my screen in a moment, it also stores a lot of toxins. Your body will take the toxins. When we're bombarded by too many, then our body can excrete. The body puts it in, it does put it in bone marrow and other areas, this liver, the spleen, and also your fat tissues, because it has to take it out of circulation. So it will put it in there. So when you're carrying this visceral fat, and skinny people we're going to see as well can have it as well around their organs, as well as people that can obviously see where we're carrying excess fat, that this is carrying toxicity, so your body's carrying that load. And this new 100% natural, it's based on a very concentrated extract from the hops flower. So most people, you know, I'm a herbalist, I work with natural, most people have heard of hops, you know, it's in beer.
I've
It's
got an actual image of it I can put up behind me
oh,
here.
please do.
Yes,
It's
for the
beautiful, isn't it? We
yes.
actually have a lot growing around here, actually, in the English countryside. And the thing is about hops, people know it as a nervine herb. So that means it reduces anxiety, it helps with sleep, it reduces tension. But Mother Nature is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So these plants, they are medicines. And so they've got so many different medicinal properties that our bodies can use as and when they need it. So what they've done with this particular product is they've made a very, very concentrated extract from the hops flower. And this extract has been proven in scientific studies to actually activate the brown fat in our body to break down the white adipose visceral fat, which is what causes all the health issues. So it's absolutely beautiful because what it's doing is the flower, the plant, the natural extract, no pharmaceuticals here, is actually switching on different metabolic pathways in our body that have gone away because of all these stresses we've talked about to get it to start working properly. So this fat storing, can I just share my screen because I
And
think
can
this
I
will
just
make
mention one
it.
other thing too that is incredible with this is that when you look at most weight loss products, they are generally covering all aspects of weight to reduce, including muscle. But this
Yes,
means it leaves muscle alone and it just targets the visceral fat. And that is another distinction that is different from most other, weight loss products. And I think that's really important, isn't it, as well?
I'm so pleased you mentioned that because that is absolutely crucial because we need our muscle for every bit of our body to work properly. And we know that as you age, muscle loss is a major, major issue. So that is such an important area that you've shared. But can you see this all right?
Perfect. Yes,
So
lovely.
this is the reason I put this up, and it's just a very brief one for people to understand that this visceral fat that we store in the body, it's stored deep within our abdominal cavity, but often it can then be seen as the, classic pear-shaped or big fat deposits around the middle that, as I say, unfortunately, we're seeing in younger and younger people.
Like a tire around the middle.
The tire around the middle that so many
Yes.
people suffer with, and that has a devastating effect on every aspect of your physical and emotional health, because when you're feeling very unconfident in yourself, you're not feeling vibrant, you're not happy with how you look, this actually has a huge impact. There's loads of studies on this in terms of how much you can really get on and live your life and feel and contribute really.
Mhm.
But virtually every single health condition is linked to this visceral fat dangers. So all metabolic and insulin resistance diseases, cardiovascular diseases, Liver health, as I said, non-alcoholic fatty liver is now being seen in so many people and younger people.
Yeah.
Certain cancers and very much mental health and cognitive health. So on this blog here that you can share below, there's lots of different indicators that we can look at that helps you understand whether you've got that. But it's not just the shape of your body. It's also things like, have you got blood pressure or cholesterol issues? Have you got insulin or blood sugar issues? Have you got sleep disturbances? Are your cortisol levels off the scale? Because all of these are linked. The lay down of this visceral fat, this white fat, is very much linked to our cortisol levels, our major stress hormone. And so what a lot of people are finding is when you can then reactivate safely your body doing the work with this beautiful natural product, you can get knock-on benefits. Obviously, we can't make medical claims about anything natural, but when people start taking this, Medine, we start saying, look, monitor, is your sleep changing for the better? Are your stress levels changing for the better? Is your anxiety changing for the better? What, not just about your weight, because you hit on such an important thing. This will not cause you to lose muscle, but you measure yourself. Are you losing inches from the right places? Your energy levels, you know, if you've got non-alcoholic fatty liver, this affects your overall vitality in every way. How's
Yes.
your cognition? Are you feeling more on top of the world? Do you feel you can take on, or is your resilience higher? Because all of these processes are linked.
Yes, and people have reported that they have had things like improved sleep, way more energy. They have had the ability to detox
Yeah.
because you are getting rid of, you know, the toxicity in your body. And yeah, quite a few different benefits, less anxiety, all that sort of thing. So yeah, that's okay
I
to
do
say.
want to cover the detox. It's really important. I'm really pleased you arranged that, because one of the benefits of getting rid of this visceral fat is your body will let go of those toxins. So just as I was pausing there for my lovely structured water, you want to make sure that you're drinking a lot of good quality water to help flush those toxins out. Now, all the studies for this product have been done where people haven't changed it, made any other changes to their lifestyle.
Yes,
And
I
what
noticed that.
I think this is so important. It's not that we're not saying do other good lifestyle habits, but if you're feeling that full of toxins, if you're feeling that low emotionally and physically, it's really hard to constantly motivate yourself to make these changes. But when you then start to feel better in yourself, you shed some of these toxins, your mind becomes clearer, you have that vitality back, you're sleeping better, then you've got the resilience to actually start making other changes in your life, which will be different for each of you. And everyone will respond differently because we're all at different starting points. And that's why you have that. I love the membership model, because that's why you have a point of contact, that where you've got queries, you can get the help and support that you need. Because, you know, some people will respond really quickly, other people will respond slower, because we all know that there's a lot of emotional reasons for why we hold on to fat and things and don't let go. So the beauty is that the results people are having are amazing. You can't compare one person with another because we've all got different starting points.
Mm.
But this is a journey to really kickstart getting your health back. And I haven't had this in something like this in my toolkit before, you know, because some of the things, we've got amazing solutions out there, amazing, but people need something they can start, and you literally add it to any drink. It comes in a snap bottle where you just squeeze into the drink, or a dropper bottle, so you can add it to any single drink, put it directly in your mouth. So it's achievable for every single person.
I love too that when you were saying many people who have been doing this, they haven't changed anything. So then you know that it is actually this thing, because there's
Yeah.
nothing else that they're doing that's changed. And that's the only thing that's changed. So that's another indicator that it is coming from this actual product. And the other thing that I find really interesting with this product too is that it is relatively new in Australia. It's only 3 or 4 weeks, I think, because they had a process for extracting the special ingredients in the hops, but it cost over $1 million, and it was very hard to afford to do. But now they've found a way to break it down and extract it very affordably for people, so that now people can access this much more easily. It's very, very sort of affordable now for people, really, if they're wanting to get this product. And so they don't have to, worry about the fact that in the past it would have cost a lot of money to be able to get this product, because they couldn't really bring it to people in a way that was, economical.
I love that. And, everyone's in a different position with that. So my view is always do what you can with what you've got. So, for example, if you're building a new house and you put 20 builders on the job, you're going to get it done really quickly. If you're building a house and you put 2 builders on the job, you're still going to get it done. It will take longer. So, you can take up to 2 of these a day, because what this product does is it induces something called thermogenesis, which is that fat burning. So most people, good old Wim Hof, love him with your cold showers, your cold baths. And when our body shivers, it activates the brown fat to then start burning the white fat as an energy source. But we don't all want to spend all day sitting in a cold shower or cold ice bath.
It's not much fun.
So this works in a similar way without the shivering. So one sachet will basically get your body to work on this thermogenesis for 9 hours. So some people take 1 a day, some people take 2 a day, and that will be an individual choice for you. And again, we're here to guide you if you need help. But equally, even if you could only afford to take a couple of weeks, it's still going to work. It will just take longer. So I love the fact that there's a 2-stage process. You have to join as a member, and that's the model that they've got, and there's a lot of benefits for that. That's just a one-off annual fee, and then you order your starter pack, and then there's various options for subscriptions, and you do that to suit you. You've got complete control in your back office of what you order, when you order, etc. But this is such a fantastic solution for people. I'm so excited because you and I, we're in the same situation. People are busy. They've got a lot on their plate. They're working, they're looking after family members, they're looking after animals, they're trying to contribute to their wider communities. Having something that you can start straight away that's going to release these toxins, give you some results that you feel really motivated by, and start to feel so much more vital in yourself. This is the start to a new version of you. And as humanity and all the animals that unfortunately are under human control, like our domestic animals, if we can reverse this obesity challenge, problem that we've all got,
epidemic, yes,
everyone's lives will change. And the solutions that are out there at the moment for people are really limited before this came along. The pharmaceutical solutions, we're not allowed to say much about it. The surgical solutions, they come with a lot of side effects.
yes.
So, if you're on those, obviously you have to speak to your medical practitioner. If you've got a serious health condition, always get a medical practitioner that you trust to speak to, of whatever discipline that might be. But having a safe option for people, which hasn't been out there before. People are so desperate to get their health back online, and their emotional health, their confidence. If you're confident, it affects every aspect of your behavior and how you show up for yourself and for others. They've been so desperate, bless them. People have reached for these ones despite all the side effects. Well, now they've got another choice that they didn't have before, and I'm so happy about it.
Well, I think I might be a little bit older than you. I know what it's like as you're aging. It's very, very challenging. I mean, I eat relatively healthy. I'm not perfect, I like the odd piece of cheesecake, I've got to tell you, but I pretty good, with my health. It's quite a focus for me. And as you get older, you get this sort of, as you say, the unhealthy visceral fats, and they're very hard to shift. So you can't, some people might say, oh, you can do it through exercise. It doesn't work, trust me.
Yeah.
or other things that you do, you can't really target it per se, but this is something that literally targets it, which is, to me, it's one of the wonderful things that you're able to get rid of the thing in your body that is most sort of dysfunctional and destructive to your overall health. And I don't think there's any other means that I'm aware of that specifically does that, but maybe I don't know.
I think you're
There's
exactly
something out
right.
there I don't know, but
Yeah. And
yeah.
most people, look, we're sitting here working on our computers, and most people understand that when something goes wrong with your computer, so say you've got too many tabs open, which I'm always doing, your computer will slow down. Say you've got a virus that's come in or an update that needs doing. Our bodies are like that. So as we age, our bodies are a miracle. You know, they can deal with so much that's thrown at us. But as we age, we accumulate more and more toxins. And this is why we're seeing the youngsters having these problems so many more years before we all did, because they're exposed to so many more stresses and toxins than we were. And your body gets to a stage where it can't deal with it. So just like sometimes we have to do a disk cleanup on our computer, or you know, clear those viruses off, or shut everything down and start again, what these natural products do is they are doing that almost control delete or reset thing with your body. They're saying, look, this metabolic pathway, for very good reasons, through all these different reasons, has gone off track. It's not working properly anymore. I'm going to come in a natural way and reset that pathway for you. So when you start taking this, you've got to give it time. It's taken you years to build up these problems. You've got to let your body will release these toxins and this fat in a way that's safe for your body without causing too many problems. We all know if you detox too quickly, you can have detox reactions. So your body is an amazing, intelligent design that will do it at the pace that's right for you. And this is why I love all the education that's available with this, because when you understand that, then you can say, thank you, body, for doing it at the pace that's right for me. And I'm going to trust you, but I'm going to support you with water. Once you start feeling better and you're sleeping better, you'll feel able to exercise more, fit more into your day. You'll make better choices. So, you know, this is just giving our body that reset that it needs in a much safer way than anything I've seen that's out there at the moment.
So I've heard it with feedback too, that what can sometimes happen is, instead of it affecting the visceral fat straight away, it actually detoxes is the first step. So it's actually working on detoxing first. And then people are noticing, for some people that have perhaps had a lot of toxicity in their body, then they're noticing that shift in the visceral fat afterwards, because it's had to go through first and detoxify,
Yeah.
which is great. And also a little bit of Celtic salt or essential electrolytes is what I take as well, is very good to assist the body in that whole detoxification process. So what I noticed too, Catherine, when I'm not surprised in some ways to hear about the obesity, when I go to the supermarket, if I ever go there to pick up something, and of course we know there's so much processed food in a supermarket, but you look in people's shopping trolleys of what they're buying, and some of it's also artificial. It just horrifies me
Yeah.
seeing the types of food in people's trolleys, and that they're perhaps not informed about that this is not nutritional food, that this food is actually toxic. You know, you look at soft drinks, for example, and my friend Dr. Alex Ling says that if you have one bottle of soft drink, it can actually impact your DNA.
Yeah. I think this is yeah. It's such a good point you raise there, because the thing is, you don't make good choices when you're in that chronic state of stress. I'm actually, on a separate issue, in a couple of weeks' time, launching a stress course for people, which for anyone who's on this product will really support it. And I will give you a good discount, because chronic stress affects your ability to make good decisions in your life. We all know that feeling. You go to the supermarket, you're hungry, you're stressed, you're tired, you're not going to make the right choices in those situations. Look, we're human. We have to be kind to ourselves, that realize there's a lot of reasons why people make those poor choices. But this is why I think having something to start off your health journey, everything snowballs. We're not absolutely not promising this is the panacea to every aspect of your life. It's not. It's a fantastic starting point to say, no, no more. I'm getting my body back into balance, which will get my mind back into balance, which will then allow me to make different choices of, and those will be different for everyone. You know, we've all got different aspirations for life. So this is, for me, an essential starting point for virtually all of us. And then you can see where that leads you on your new journey. But most of the starting points I've seen so far are overwhelming for people. You know, we
Yes.
all know we can change our diet. We all know we can change our exercise plans. We all know we can switch the Wi-Fi off and things like this. But the thing is, when you're caught on that hamster wheel of stress, you just don't have the resilience or the energy to make those changes often.
Yeah, sometimes people just don't feel like they care anymore.
Yeah.
Don't have the motivation. I must say, when I heard about this and then I started looking into it properly and researching it and seeing all the people that were getting on board and the people that have been also at the sort of forefront of other amazing things like, you know, Azir and different
Mm.
products that have made a huge difference on the planet, even Ahili and different things that have been, people have noticed when they first come out how great they are. And those types of people are getting on board with this because they're feeling the energy of it and they're resonating with it. And to me, it was a bit of a no-brainer to get on board. So, you know, I wanted to give the disclaimer to people that I've chosen to be an affiliate because I think this is so incredible. I haven't specifically tried it myself, but I'm very excited to start taking it and seeing the results. But, you know, have had amazing feedback. There is an image here I'd like to share from one lady in the Facebook group that's on board with this, and just her incredible image of what she's done in 21 days. I just thought it was a great one to share because you can see the visceral fat here. She's gone from day 1 to day 21, and you can notice
Wow.
that huge shift. And she said that she hadn't actually changed anything, but if anything, she'd been eating a bit more, which I thought was interesting, but maybe more of the right foods. But that was how she found the product within from day 1 to day 21. So that was
Wow.
really interesting. So I've got all my details below. If people want to look at my website, I've got the information below. People can go and start looking at it, researching it. I've got the article below from Catherine on the visceral fat, which is a brilliant article. Well done. And then I've got also my link if people want to order it. Basically, as Catherine said, you can also become an affiliate for this. And I will say that people are recognizing the incredible benefits to get on board with this because it is so wonderful. And there are a lot of people that are hopping on board now just in the last few weeks even. And so if people are interested in doing that, please, you know, contact me. I've got information to share with you. Links are below. What you do is you order the product, you order your own kit, as Catherine mentioned, and your membership, and then you can experience it. And then if you're getting the results that we're talking about here, you can choose to be an affiliate, or you might even resonate with it so much that you want to get on board straight away. And I think this is also an opportunity in that way for people because they're assisting people's health and at the same time doing something to support their own, you know, lives as well. So this is fantastic, Catherine. I'm very excited and thankful that you were the first person to get me on board of this. Although, as I said, when I started contacting quite a few people, they said, "Oh, yes, I know about this. It's amazing." And I
Yeah.
thought, gosh.
Yeah, we're a bit slow in the UK. We've only literally just had it this week. And
Oh,
I just want to pick up on a couple of things you said. Absolutely, this is so important. I will never stop using ASEA. I believe in the business model and I believe in the product for long-term health. But I would really encourage people, the advantage of when you use MEDYHN'S link is that she is an amazing supportive person. And you are an expert at building communities. So one of the beauties of this model, there's so many, but you get access to Nadine. She will help. If she doesn't know the answer, we've got these amazing people that have. There's so many in resources that you get access to if you want it. Some people want that, sometimes you don't. And in times like this, where, you know, if I go to a nice restaurant, if I go to a nice park, if I read a good book, I will always tell my friends about it. So if you've got something good to recommend, so a lot of people, this is a fantastic, you know, even if you just want to get your products for free, by sharing, you're going to share it anyway. So I would really encourage people to jump on board with you, because you are so supportive with your community that you manage. So the advantage is that, you know, this is where all the energy flows. When you join a MEDYHNE'S link, you get all her support and all her wisdom and all her community, plus everyone else in her team. So it's a win-win situation.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, Catherine. Well, I feel the same way about you, having you supporting me.
Well, we're just all doing it together, because
yeah, we get to
community.
connect more, and I love that. And you know, that's a really fantastic point. I'm so glad you mentioned, because I would have forgotten. The community aspect is really important as well. The lady who is here in Australia, who was above me, that you put me in contact with, I just fell in love with her when I started talking with her. I thought, oh, I love this lady. She's so nice. Her name's Anna. She's so gorgeous. And she was so helpful and supportive, and it was never too much trouble. You know, I've asked her lots of questions, ringing up, oh, how are you? She's so friendly and warm and welcoming every time I contact her, because I want to learn, you know, about this product, all the things I need to learn. And so I've made a beautiful friend there as well.
It is important, you know, we want like-minded people that are supporting us all.
And she's so knowledgeable. Like, she knows so much information about health and well-being, and so much on our page, the same page as us. So I love the way it magnetizes people as well that are on the same page, and then you're expanding your tribe. You know,
yeah,
your tribe.
completely. Yeah. But even if you've just got questions, reach out to Nadine and just ask, because you know it's different. You know, everyone's situation is different, so don't be scared to reach out and ask the questions and have that conversation. Yeah,
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Catherine. I know you're super, super busy, and you're just heading off on your retreat next week. So it was really kind of you to give me this time to chat today. And it's been such a joy, as always, to connect with you. So I'm excited to watch your journey unfold with this, and to be able to touch base and see how each other goes, and to share with our community that we just talked about how everyone's going, and how we can support one another to be our absolute best.
I love it. Thank you so much. And I can't wait. We're definitely going to be coming back and showing our own personal journeys as well. So watch this space.
Absolutely.
Take care.
Thanks. Lots of love. Bye.
Bye.